Welcome to Save the Nation today, where we have a very special guest, Mr. Steve Moore, one of FreedomWorks' very own, to talk about his new book, GOVZILLA. Steve, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
So, Steve, the premise of GOVZILLA is essentially that government has gotten too big and it's a threat to our freedom. Tell me why that is.
Well, yeah, the subtitle of the book, GOVZILLA, is how the relentless growth of government is devouring our economy and our freedoms. And the timing really probably couldn't be more perfect for this, given what's happening right now in Washington and the trillions of dollars we've spent on COVID at the federal level, the fact that the budget, just in the last 2 years, we've increased our national debt by $7 trillion. This week, we officially surpassed the $30 trillion mark in our debt. These are numbers, by the way, that are so gigantic, a lot of people are probably, their eyes glaze over. But we spent more money just in terms of the last 2 years than we spent to fight the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, the Cold War, to build that interstate highway system, to build the intercontinental railroad system, to run the Marshall Plan, and to put a man on the moon. So these are gigantic expenditures. And see, you're a lot younger than I am, so you're going to pay the cost. I'll be dead by the time you have to pay these costs. But anybody watching or listening to this show, if you're under the age of 40, you're going to get screwed. You're going to bear the cost of all of these massive expenditures. While I'm a baby boomer, I'll be long gone. And so this is child abuse. This is abuse of younger people, and it's immoral. It's immoral that we're spending and borrowing like this. So we show in the book, it's a picture book. I mean, people can look at this book and you can see there's all sorts of charts. And what I want with this book, by the way, I want to get this book into libraries, schools. I want people to buy it for their kids so people can see what the government is doing to us in terms of taking away our freedoms. I mean, my goodness, right now, as you and I speak, we've got the government out just 10 miles from where we are right now, saying that kids that go to the school without masks on are trespassing, or they're secluding them. They're like separate but equal. Remember that? They are isolating these kids because they're not wearing masks, even though the governor said you don't have to wear a mask, and that it's parents' responsibilities, not the politicians and the school administrators. So this is a big fight we've got going for freedom. And that's what the book's about. How do we fight against this?
So we here at FreedomWorks, we are fighting against government getting too big in everything that we do and mobilizing grassroots activists to make sure that government doesn't get out of hand. What does it look like for the American people when government gets too big? What is the everyday reality for us?
Well, first of all, let me answer that in a different way. I keep getting asked, is everything going to be better when the Republicans take office? Well, this massive $30 trillion increase in the buildup of the debt, Republicans and Democrats are both responsible for this. Now, Biden's busted all the records. I mean, I'm appalled what he's doing. And thank God groups like FreedomWorks took the lead in blocking that atrocious, unconscionable $5 trillion Build Back Better bill, which would have been a total disaster for our country. So FreedomWorks did great work to block that. At least it's blocked for now, right? I mean, they're going to try to bring it back. But I don't think we can depend on the politicians. I think my message, and I've become kind of radical on this, we need activists around the country to revolt in a peaceful way. They believe in burning down buildings, but we need people to take to the streets and take to the town hall meetings and join. FreedomWorks has a great program to recruit people to run for school board and so on, because they work for us. We don't work for them. Right. And it's our government, and we have to take charge here, and we have to express our opposition to what is happening. Now, I hope that there's a massive red wave against these Democrats who have so irresponsibly, massively increased our budget. Will Republicans act better? Maybe a little bit better. But it all really comes down to me and you and you and you and all the people watching this. Because if we don't express our opposition, Republicans are just going to spend like Democrats do.
Right. Now, you mentioned wanting to get this book into schools, into public libraries.
Yes.
Do you think that lack of education is a big problem in this country when it comes to just basic economics of how
Most
things
people have
should
no
run?
idea. I mean, the numbers, as I said, the numbers are so large. Okay, I'll ask you a question. How many zeros are there in a trillion?
I could not tell you off the top of my head. It's too many
Take a
for me to
guess.
count.
Yeah, exactly. So it's 1 followed by 12 zeros. But, the numbers, again, they get so large that people become, kind of inoculated from it. So this is a call to action. It really is. And the cool thing is that we're learning that people can really make a difference. I mean, people are making a difference around the country in terms of taking over school boards, not just voting, becoming activists and expressing their opposition at town hall meetings. And the Democrats, I think, are starting to see that there's a wave against, don't you?
Yeah.
I think people are
fed up.
And it's not just Republicans. I mean, independents and people who are apolitical are just saying, God, what are they doing to our country? But if we sit back and let them do it, and we also have to express opposition, not just to the money that they're spending, but the authoritarian rules that they're making, whether it's with climate change or whether it's with shutting down of schools or whether it's the vaccine mandates for businesses.
Detrimental.
Yeah.
Detrimental to American citizens that are just trying to go to work.
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
look, my feeling is choice. Let's have parents decide where they get to send their kids. If you want to send your kid to a school that requires masks, that's fine. You send your kids to that school. Maybe I don't want to require masks for my kids. Maybe I have problems with my kid wearing a mask for 8 hours a day. I get to have that school. And the whole idea, all of these fights could be eliminated if we just let citizens make choices about what's best for their family, not the politicians.
Absolutely. Freedom to choose is just such a huge issue.
Yep.
We're so thankful.
GOVZILLA. You see, that's GOVZILLA coming right out of the Capitol there.
Yeah.
And he's devouring our economy. And it's your generation, because you're young. I'm old. You can see with my gray hair, I'm old. But this is a warning for your generation. Mm-hmm. Are you a millennial?
I'm a millennial.
Oh my
I'm
God!
one of the youngest millennials.
The millennials have got to wake up.
We do.
You've got to wake up because the joke's on you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're the baby boomers. We're spending and borrowing all this money, and guess who's going to get the tab?
It's going to be us.
Yep.
It's going to be our children,
Yep.
our children's children. Well, Steve, thank you so much for telling us a little bit more about your book, GOVZILLA. If you want to get...
It's only $15. Get Amazon.
Buy
Get it
a
for your
copy.
kids. It's a great stocking stuffer. It's not too early to think about Christmas. Come on. No, but really, seriously. I mean, educate yourself. You can read this in 2 nights.
Yeah.
2 nights. I mean, it's a picture book, folks. If you don't like reading, there's pictures in here. But it shows you every area, taxes, debt, spending, state stuff, all this stuff. It's all covered in this. And get your kids to read it too.
We love it. Thank you so much, Steve. And if you want to purchase a copy, as Steve said, go to Amazon, learn a little bit more. And if you want to get involved in the fight to fix some of the issues that Steve and I have talked about here, you can go to freedomworks.org to do that. Steve Moore, thank you so much.
Anytime. Thank you.